Hello all! Tonight I'm going to be starting my playthrough of Alone Against the Dark. So I've already set up my first investigator, who is Professor Grunewald. This is from Athens, Greece. In jail for antiquity theft. Stop. Need help. Stop. With uncommon speed, you decide to go to Athens to help Gliere. The Carpathos device, for example, has not been displayed for years. Its loan to other museums is, according to Milonus, unthinkable. In rifling through Gliere's notes and letters, you find a portion of manuscript. The Great Upheaval Myths Correlated with Climactic Change by T. Gliere. Skimming, you see a bizarre collection of tales mentioning nearly every rumored land from Atlantis to Mu. I'm gonna go to the hotel and just call it a night, and then get up for my boat the next day. Hey everybody, so we're picking up the adventures of Professor Louis Grunewald, and I have just gotten on board the Cunard Lines, and I am headed to Athens, Greece. So like I said last time, I went ahead and picked my activities on the boat in advance, so they're all here, and we're gonna run through the boat ride all the way to Athens, Greece from New York City. Okay, so I got on board on Saturday. It looks like the boat doesn't say to do anything on Saturday. It's just going to start on Sunday. So my plan is to stroll the decks in the morning. I'm going to take the ship's tour in the afternoon. And then at night, I'm going to go to cocktails. And I picked all these from this list right here. So let's see. On the first Sunday, go to 73. If you've scheduled room AM, room PM, or room night, then go to 167. If you scheduled ship's tour PM, make a successful spot hidden roll and go to 69. For any other result, return to the shipped activity table at 187. So I did in fact pick the ship's tour for the PM. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my spot hidden roll. So my spot hidden skill is 55. I rolled a 29 against 55, which is a regular success. 60, or excuse me, I go to 69. Two foreigners stand on deck. The tall fellow wears a robe with a cowl. He's perhaps Arabic or Turkish. The shorter fellow, ferret-like, looks in your direction. But they seem out of place on the ship. They make you feel uncomfortable. Move on a day and go to 187. I guess this is the illustration. Okay. So on Monday, I've planned to rest in my room in the morning, play some deck tennis, I guess, in the afternoon, and then stroll the decks at night. So on the first Monday, go to 109. 109. If you chose stroll decks AM, rest on deck PM, or go to the cocktail party at night, go to 83. Okay. Well, I didn't choose rest on deck, but I did choose... Oh no, I didn't choose cocktails. Okay. Alright, so nothing happens to me. So Monday passes uneventfully as I do those three activities. On Tuesday, go to 126. If you chose Cinema AM, go to 111. I did not. I chose Library in the AM. If you chose Shopping PM, go to 133. I didn't. I chose Cocktails. If you've completed all of those or are doing different activities this day, then move on to a day and go to the ship activity table at 187. All right. So my Tuesday passes uneventfully as well. Grunewald goes to the library in the morning just to do some reading. It's hard for him to spend too many days without reading books. And then in the PM, he will get some cocktails. I think he sort of is kind of trying to mingle with people, see who he can meet, and then at night he will go to the cinema because he's just kind of bored and doesn't know what else to do. Back to 187, and it's now Wednesday. So on Wednesday, go to 148. So my choices for Wednesday was to rest on the deck chairs in the morning, go to the library in the afternoon, and then get cocktails at night. So if I chose stroll deck in the AM, shuffleboard PM, or stroll deck at night, go to 135. No, I chose rest on deck, not stroll deck. Okay. And have I been to 135 before? I don't want to spoil anything for myself, but nope, I have not. Okay, let's go back and avoid that. Spoilers, no spoilers, no spoilers. Okay, so nothing happens on Wednesday, and I will go back Thursday is the same. Okay, so back to 148. For Thursday, I chose shuffleboard in the morning, the sauna in the afternoon, and rest in my room at night. Yeah, again, I didn't get any of these. On to Friday, I go to 192. Go to 126. If you've already been to 126, go to 590. Okay, so now I will go to 126. For Friday, I chose shopping, rest on deck chairs, and then library. And I did... Oh no, I chose shopping in the AM, not the PM. But I did choose library at night, so let's go to 155. The library is deserted. Well, peace and quiet is just what you crave. You're examining the newest Agatha Christie novel when a short, sullen-looking fellow enters the room, followed by a tall man wearing a cowl. Reminds me of the person that I saw on the deck. You nod uneasily and then return to your book, uncomfortably aware that they are moving nearer. You look up again. The short man smiles and pulls out a gleaming dagger. If you have a weapon, make a dex roll to see if you get out before the dagger lands a chance to hit. Otherwise, you'll have to try and dodge the blow. Do I have a weapon? I don't have a weapon. All right, so wow, I'm in combat. So let me go ahead and make a dodge check. My dodge skill is 50. And I rolled a 49. Oh my gosh. All right, I just barely succeeded on the dodge roll. So I dodge him successfully, I evade him, and I try to make a run for it. So if I get past him, his tall companion stands at the library entrance, blocking my escape. I can shoot or try to hit the tall hooded figure. As I launch a desperate series of attacks to make my escape, you see your blows go through him into the bulkheads as if he were a ghost. Hey everybody, what's up? It's Zach. So you're about to watch me mess something up that's really important. I spent 2 luck in the last game, but I didn't save my character sheet. And so when I roll, I should die, but I don't. I feel like it just makes more sense to move forward with the story rather than me replay the game and kind of change the narrative because I already know what's going to happen. So sorry, and hopefully you still want to watch. His inhuman glowing eyes are now visible within the gloom of the cowl, and you feel a deathly chill in the air. Make a sanity roll. Okay. So my sanity is 55. I rolled a 10, so I succeed my sanity roll, so I don't take any sanity loss for seeing this horror. Now the thing's hands reach out and he comes for you, and only a successful luck roll can save you now. Okay, so I have to make my luck roll, and I only have a 35 luck. Oh! I rolled a 35, so I succeeded. I just barely succeeded. If I succeed, go to 139. Oh my god, I cannot believe I survived that. Just at that moment, one of the ship's officers enters, distracting the thing, allowing you to get away. The officer, his hair standing on end, wisely turns on his heels and runs with you down the hall to safety. The captain has you guarded for the rest of the trip. No sign of your attackers are found. You have no more ship's activities selections. Mark off the remaining days and disembark at Athens at 173, or Alexandria at 195 if that port is your destination. Wow, I just barely narrowly survived that. Okay, somebody is after me, somebody dangerous. So with that, that means that Saturday and Sunday I pass under guard, and then Monday, September 14th, I arrive in Athens. 73. Athens Harbor. If arriving by boat, approaching the coast, you see that it is similar to that of New England, with oddly shaped inlets, gulfs, and headlands. But New England is cool, moist, and green. Here, luxurious golden warmth pervades everything. The Greek Republic, only 7 years old, totters under the hardships of a worldwide depression. People are eager for tourists, as foreign money is much needed. Your ship docks at the gaily decorated harbor at Piraeus. Higher up in the hills beyond, Athens gleams beneath the midday sun. Many black automobiles bear the word taxi hand-lettered on their sides. If you decide to take a cab to the Bureau of Investigations, go to 130. Otherwise, go to any Athens location. Okay, alright, so I guess I have to take a cab, because I need to get where I'm trying to go. The Bureau is open from 9 a.m. to noon and 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. You quickly locate the office of the investigator in charge of Gliere's case, a Corporal Ilonius. After a few pleasantries, his words stun you. Sir, I regret to inform you that Professor Tiber Gliere is dead by his own hand. He has hanged himself. Perhaps he was too ashamed of his theft of the Carpathos device from the museum. We do not know, but yes, a suicide, a sad end. Your mind reels. You've come all this way to no purpose. You cannot believe that Gliere would end his own life, even though his career was in jeopardy. Is Ilionis positive? You suspect foul play? No, that is not reported. The pathologist found signs of self-mutilation, common enough with suicides. What? Oh, the doctor is vacationing in Switzerland. He will not be back for weeks. The corporal considers for a moment. You can see Gliere's cell, I suppose, unless someone new has been moved in. He was held at the Hall of Justice. If you can make a successful persuade or charm roll, Ilonius allows you to use his name at the Hall of Justice. If you want more information from him, go to 204. If you ask about getting a Greek interpreter, go to 170. Okay, so, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can make that persuade or charm roll. I do have a 55 in charm and a 40 in persuade, so I'm gonna pick charm. See if I can succeed here. I rolled I'm rolling well tonight. I rolled a 51, so I succeed. All right, so I'll be able to use his name. And yeah, I'm gonna press him for more information as well. Oh, too bad that that's not a link. Okay, so I gotta go to 204. You asked to see Ilionis' report. It says that Gliere refused to talk freely, but that he made libelous statement about Museum Director Pisistratos, and that he pleaded that the Carpathos device not be sent to Cairo. It also notes that Gliere demanded protection even when he was in his cell. Go to 40. Okay, interesting. But yes, very strange. Professor Gliere stealing the device, then taking his own life. I wish I could tell you more. Carpathos device is mysterious. No one knows its true nature. Perhaps the scholars at the National Museum can tell you about it. Okay, if I can make a successful int roll, go to 21. All right, let me try that. So I have a really good int, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 70. Let's try this. 16, I succeed. That's not 21. And the Carpathos device, you ask, was it returned to the museum? He shakes his head. Oh no, it was scheduled to be sent to the National Museum in Cairo for a special exhibit. The device may be Egyptian, you see. The plans were not changed. If it is September, go to 128. If it's October or later, go to 174. So it is September. It's September 14th, so I will go to 128. It's on a ship right now, bound for Cairo. Okay, so it's en route, in transit. When I return to this entry from 40, succeeded a psychology roll, and go to 226. Let's give it a shot. My psychology is 30. So pretty unlikely that I'll succeed, but let's try it. 75, I fail. Okay. I did want to, though, I definitely did want to ask about the interpreter. Okay, yeah, here we go. So I want to ask about getting a Greek interpreter. Go to 170. After 1d3 hours of waiting around, Evnia, I hope that's right, Evnia, an interpreter is found for you. If you wish, you're able to hire Evnia for the length of your stay. Go to any Athens location. Yeah, that's definitely what I want to do. So let's just do the quick D6 roll here, or D3 roll here. Okay, 1. So it only takes me 1 hour to find them. So that means I'm gonna say it's probably 3 p.m. Finish talking to Ilionis. And then after that, yeah, I definitely do. So just stepping back to where I was before, I definitely do want to go things out. Okay, here we go. So go to 131 for a taxi. If you've been at the Century before, go to 58 instead, but I haven't. So a slender, dark-haired young fellow calls out, "Hey, English, taxi, anywhere in Athens, 5 drachmas." If you get in, go to 81. If you want another cab driver, go to 58. Yeah, I'll try it, whatever. So let's go to 81. And I'm with my interpreter. "I'm Christos, where to?" You tell him and I'll take you to any place in Athens. Along the way he says, "Listen, I am a great interpreter. If you need help with Greek, you couldn't do better than me. 50 drachmas a day. I stay with you, drive you around like a guide. What do you say?" Okay, I literally just got one. Whatever. So yeah, I'll politely decline, but I will say thank you and have him take me where I'm trying to go. So, I think my next goal. It's I think, yeah, we said it's 3 p.m. It's probably gonna take me 30 minutes to get somewhere. I don't know, what should we do? I guess we should check out the jail cell. And then maybe tomorrow we could do the museum. It is still open until 7 p.m. So let's go to 87 for the Hall of Justice. Hall of Justice and the King's Court of Appeals are open from 9 a.m. to noon and from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Friday. If Christos is with you, he knows exactly where to go. So I don't have Christos, but I do have a different interpreter. If you're alone, you spend an hour before you arrive at the right quarter and find the desk sergeant in charge of the jails. The sergeant speaks no English. Okay, great. So, yeah, so I have somebody. I just need to. So I'm gonna use Christos, his options, in that stead. So let's go to 77. My interpreter tells me Gliere hung himself. He killed himself. Yes, his body's been shipped to the U.S. Apparently, the professor left nothing behind to be recovered. If you can make a successful psychology roll, go to 180. If you fail, go to 87. All right, let's try psychology again. This is a 30 that I'm rolling against. I rolled a 100. So yeah, that's as fail gets. 87. As you leave, the sergeant seems to remember something. He pulls a letter out of a drawer and gestures that you may read it. Go to 539. All right, got something after all. Sergeant hands you this sheet of paper. Unfolding it, you recognize Gliere's tiny, precise script. There's no date and no signature. Dr. Lewis Grunewald, Miskatonic University, Arkham, Massachusetts, USA. Dear Lewis. Dear, I am a dear. I fear it is too late for me. Though with the best of motives, the authorities foolishly apprehended me before I could accomplish destruction of the Carpathos device, and thereby they have re-endangered the world. If, to prevent my further interference, the Cult of Aten tries to murder me while I am trapped in this cell, I do not see how they can fail their purpose. This letter, therefore, must convince you of the truth I tell and relate to you what must be done about it. You must do it or see that it is done, else our world is doomed. Though our discussions have acquainted you with some of what I now write, you have never accepted my arcane conclusions. I beg you now to do so, at least for the length of this letter. What follows is the situation, as I understand it. An Alexandrian-era sorcerer, one Ephagon of Carpathos, was reputed to have constructed a mechanism perfectly replicating the movement of the spheres. According to certain fragmentary evidences, this device was to be sent to Egypt to the agents of the notorious Cult of Aten. The record is dim. Perhaps it was designed in Egypt and built in Carpathos, but I digress. Once installed in Egypt, the mechanism could be used in a great ceremony presaging the end of the world. It would somehow align the forces of nature with the metaphysical powers of an unnamed, exceedingly evil god. The product of the ceremony would be another device, this one very simple, a crystal octahedron, which could be spun like a child's top. It is the top of Aten, a thing of as great magical power as the device which produced it was a wonder of natural science. By bringing the top of Aten farthest south, to the last city of the oldest beings, and then summoning their god, the cult intended to use their cosmic gyro to alter the rotational axis of the Earth, thereby bringing a strange land, surely Antarctica, once more to life. In the process, the annoying lands of the stick folk, literally the lands of men, would be destroyed. But the ship carrying the device to Egypt was lost in a great storm, and then Ephagon died. Their ceremony was never begun. You'll recall that the mysteries surrounding the Miskatonic expedition to Antarctica and its tragic outcome, and you know that the Starkweather-Moore expedition leaves Bremen this winter to return to Antarctica and reopen the terrible questions which the lake first raised. But have you heard of the Carpathos device, the strange instrument recovered near the island of Carpathos? After examining it, I knew that this was Ephagon's device. Lewis, it is my firm conviction that this tale is true, that a great scheme to change the world has been reactivated by the Cult of Aten. Perhaps they employed a great magic to manipulate destiny, or perhaps they are exceedingly cunning and evaluate every event for what they may gain of it, but their hour has come round again. Others also believe this. An erudite and cruel man named Stanford has lent me subtle aid, but says that for arcane reasons he may do no more. He's not a friend, but says that in this thing he serves his god. A kinder, gentler Greek gentleman has also helped. Both seem to represent greater powers than man, perhaps beyond our ken. But the Cult of Aten is strong. At least one among them is no man at all, but a ... Here the letter ends. There is no second sheet. There's nothing on the reverse of the sheet. As you struggle to digest and evaluate the letter, the guard casually informs you that nothing else of Gliere's is now at the prison. Go to any Athens location. Wow, okay. So we'll say 3:30 p.m. visit Hall of Justice, get letter from Gliere. Interesting. The Carpathos device, therefore, is something that is going to end the world, according to Gliere, and Gliere is dead. We still have some time left in the day. I could go to the Museum of Archaeology, which is open from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., theoretically. I could go to an outfitter and supplier. Perhaps I better get a weapon after what I experienced. I think I'll do that. I mean, the museum is open until 7. It's 3:30, so I can go shopping for a weapon at 4 p.m. and then I can go 5 p.m. to the National Museum. Let's do that. 38 for Spiro. It's a retail store. This retailer accepts currency from any country. You could buy most any item. You can also buy a hand-to-hand weapon or a handgun. Then go to any location on the appropriate location table. So, yeah, I don't have a trained brawl skill at all. Just 25. So I might as well. Oh, I do have a. I can buy a handgun, but not a shotgun. That sucks. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna buy a gun. Yeah, I'm gonna buy a gun, just in case that happens again. I'm gonna buy a 45 revolver. Gonna be a 20 for me, and then the damage on a 45 revolver is 1d10 plus 2. The range is 15 yards. 1 attack, obviously. And I will buy 6 malfunctions on a 100. All right. I bought a revolver. The revolver costs, 45 revolver costs $30. Cool, I have a gun. All right. With my gun, I'm gonna go to the museum. 118. The National Museum of Archaeology. To look around the museum, go to 176. If it is before December, you can try to see Pisistratos, the museum director. Go to 153. After November, the director is on vacation. I'm gonna poke around the museum first, I think. Poke around the museum first, and then depending on what we find, we can go from there. You see the fabulous treasures of ancient Greece. You also find the stand where the Carpathos device, replaced at the moment by a drawing and a photograph, is normally kept. Go to 168 for more information on the device, and then return here. Okay. 168. The archaeological team of the National Museum in Athens have reported on the Carpathos device, noting the inexplicable markings on its surface and the complex network of gears and linkages. The team has established that the device is at least 2,000 years old, although some suggest it might hold a more ancient date. The report implies an ancient level of technical achievement previously undreamt of by scholars. Cryptic Greek inscriptions were found on the outside edges of some gears, while some interior sections were marked with unusual Egyptian hieroglyphics. The team makes no guess about the function of the device. The notes speculate that the Carpathos device is some kind of astronomical clock designed to aid priests. Other scholars feel it may have been designed to actually create something material. Others still see it as merely an elaborate amusement for some wealthy noble or merchant. The origin of the device is not uncertain, nor has it the substance of which it has been made been determined. I think that they mean the origin of the device is uncertain. Make a luck roll. If successful, go to 166. If failed, go to 118. All right, so my luck is 35. I think we established that. Yep, 35. Oh, they 18. All right. I succeeded. 166. You see Pisistranos, the museum director, who is showing the museum to an English dignitary. You rush up to him, asking your questions quickly. He speaks briefly, but tries to dismiss you, saying he does not know why Gliere stole the antiquity. Make a psychology roll. If successful, go to 17 and then return here. All right. Psychology is 30. Roll the 7. Wow, I'm getting really lucky tonight overall. He's lying. Okay, so he does know why why Gliere stole it. 6. So he tries to dismiss me, saying he does not know why it was stolen, but he is lying. He also says that it's normal for loans, such as that of the Carpathos device, to be made. Make a psychology roll again. If successful, go to 1, and then return here. All right, let's try this again. I rolled an 86, so I failed that time. Finally, he states that the Carpathos device is a type of clock. Make another psychology roll. A lot of psychology rolls here. Again, against 30, I rolled a 90. I failed again. Stranos perturbed and somewhat embarrassed, then moves on. Go to 118 or any Athens location. Okay, that's it. It's nighttime now. We'll say that took like an hour or two. I think at this point, that means that everything is mostly closed. I will go probably get some food. I think I need to get some food on the street food vendors. 586. Yep. All right. So I will make my D10 roll here to see if anything interesting happens. I rolled a 6. I rolled a 6. So nothing interesting happens. With that, I'm going to grab a hotel for the night. I think we'll do moderate. 1. This hotel offers a clean room and a quiet night of sleep. If you spend a second night here, go to 26. Otherwise, go to an Athens or Egypt location the following morning. Okay. All right, so with that, we're done. And it's Tuesday. Okay, so it's Tuesday morning and I am waking up in Athens. So, what are my next steps here? Just chase the device? I guess I could. Have a gun? Get a knife too or something? Let me just do a quick inventory check here. I have nothing. I should buy some other stuff. Okay, so I'm also gonna buy a flashlight if I can get one. Yeah, electric torch, which is 240. I'm gonna get two flares as well. I'm going to war, man. Don't take kindly to getting attacked in the library, let me tell you what. I'm gonna get some rope. I'm gonna get 50 feet of rope. And I'm gonna get a crowbar too. I think that'll be useful. Crowbar. All right, that ought to do it. I think I could use the crowbar as a weapon, as an improvised weapon. We'll say that the crowbar is a club, comma small. I think that makes sense. I'm gonna add that. And my brawl, I believe, is 25. Yep. Damage for club, comma small is 1d6 plus db, which is 0. Yep, obviously no range, 1 attack, and there we go. All right, I'm loaded. Let me see what else is available, and if there's nothing else that seems immediately useful, I might go straight to Egypt after the Carpathos device. Okay, the New York Sun. Yeah, I think I'm gonna read the newspaper real quick as well to see if that gives me any useful information. New York Sun, European edition. When you browse through the newspaper, you notice 3 items. Ahmet K, director of the National Cairo Museum, eagerly awaits the arrival of the Carpathos device on loan from Athens. Okay, useful. Ahmet K is who I need to be looking for. The casket bearing Professor Gliere, the academic thief from Miskatonic University, has been placed aboard the Urania for New York. A memorial service has been scheduled in Arkham. And then finally, the Starkweather Moor expedition nears readiness as the Dark Sea heads for Bremen, Germany. Once there, final preparations include reinforcing the hull for the treacherous journey into the ice floes surrounding Antarctica. If it is after September 15th, go to 95. It's before September 15th, go to any Athens location. It is September 15th. Let's say it's before then. His suicide is shocked and sad in the Miskatonic academic community. No word yet has come from Professor Grunewald, who, well, no one asked me. It is not after October 15th, so let me go back to the Athens locations, see if there's any last minute things I can do here. I'm not going to go to the Parthenon. All right, I'm going to try and go to Egypt. I think that's the best plan here. It's the closest thing. I think trying to head off the expedition feels like, you know, we don't know the facts yet. We don't know exactly what the intentions of the Egyptian Museum for the Carpathos device are. So I'm going to head that off. So I'm going to go to the airport, 181. Athens Airport. At the tiny airport, 3 aircraft sit beside the airstrip. A Douglas M2 mail plane, 10 years old and looking it, rests alone. A Ford TN motor awaits in front of an open hangar. A Fokker T2, a strange bird with a snub nose, has a mechanic working on it. You notice a single bystander who seems to watch you intently. That's not good, based on my previous experiences. Inquiries at the office reveal that the TN motor makes regular flights to Cairo. It leaves at 8 a.m. daily. If you buy a ticket, go to 99, where the flight is due to take off. The mail plane is not delivering mail anymore. The pilot, Jacques Risset, sits in a tiny bar. If you wish to see him, go to 57. The clerk says that the Fokker is unavailable, but if you want to look it over, go to 43. All right. I don't want to wait until tomorrow. I don't think I have that kind of time. Things feel very urgent to me now. So I'm going to try and talk up the guy. I'm a charming fellow. I'm going to go try to talk up Jacques Risset at 57. And worst case scenario, I could take the plane tomorrow. Jacques smiles gallantly. I am trying to interest wealthy Greeks in the romance of the air, but my little service has not been well received. Yet perhaps I may take you somewhere? Yeah, heck yeah. All right, let's go to 92. He will take you to Cairo or Bremen with no questions asked. In order to have daylight to complete the trip, he must take off before noon. If you say yes, read on. Otherwise, return to the airport entry at 181. The flight is a windswept adventure in an open cockpit biplane. Ooh la la. If Cairo, go to 196. If Bremen, go to 450. All right, I'm doing it. So we'll say reading the newspaper at 8 a.m. and then we'll say that we're taking the plane at 9 a.m. How long does it take? Go to 196. I don't know. It doesn't say. So I guess I don't know how long the flight from Cairo or from Athens to Cairo would be in the 1920s. I guess we'll say that we get there at, I don't know, 2 p.m. Around the airport, you detect an odor resembling manure. You also see many British troops. A few planes are scattered about the tarmac. Regular flights are available on a Ford trimotor on a smaller but steadier Northrop Alpha. If you've just landed, you can find a taxi at 103. If you're looking for flight information, then yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, I see. It says it's 3 hours. Okay, so I actually arrive at noon. Okay. All right, well, that seems like a good place to leave it for now. So I've just landed in Egypt, in Cairo, chasing the Carpathos device, and it looks like I may have headed it off. So my next plan is to try to intercept it, if I can, at the museum. Until next time.